You're back with Ken Oath, the voice of reason.
Now, I had some young Turk, not a young Turkish man, just a young lad. Anyway, this young pup, so wet behind the ears there were bubbles coming out every time he opened his gob. This strap of a lad had the temerity, and prepare yourself to gasp. If you've got false teeth, maybe hold them in. The little scrote had the balls to call me old mate. Now, call me mate by any means. If you went to my school, you can call me an old boy, but old mate? The condescension of these millennial pupaes, these fetuses. Look, I'm sorry if that word offends you, but tadpole just doesn't contain the requisite amount of bile. He said, "Hey, old mate, this is a cycleway, not a boomer car park." And then he made some nonsensical but clearly insulting remarks about the fuel efficiency of my vehicle and its symbolism, which he mistakenly associated with my virility. Anyway, I'm wondering if there are things that people call you that really wind you up. Go ahead, caller. Annabelle, how are you, love?
Ken, you can call me love anytime. Just never use that dreaded term Ms. Sounds like a snake, doesn't it? Still, I suppose if the hat fits. I mean, Ms. Ardern, Ms. Clark.
Hang on, didn't you tell me that your last husband went to Rome to get your marriage annulled? Which technically means you're a Ms.
Don't you Ms. me, old mate. But yes, Terry was utterly, terminally and boringly Catholic. The Drongo spent a fortune sucking up to that German Pope. You know, the one who was in the Hitler Youth.
Okay, what about ma'am?
So common and American. You may as well use the word poop. Now, that's the one I really hate. Dogs don't poop. They leave little love parcels. Or if it's the neighbour's ghastly mongrel, it's a disgusting turd. I threw one over the fence the other day, and that smelly greeble from number 12 called me an old hag. I certainly take offence to that term, especially from a nasty piece of white trash like that inbred numpty.
Where do you stand on sugar?
If the fatty bumstick brigade can't control themselves, why should we be taxed? It's ridiculous. Mother, bless her, she calls them obese, not obese. And actually, it's a better word when you come to think of it. Obese.
You're not wrong, but I mean sugar like sugar lips or sweet cheeks, that sort of thing.
Well, it all depends, Ken. I used to get hot lips a lot when I was at varsity, and my first pool boy, who had a shocking lisp, always called me Puffy. I had to let him go. He was awfully spitty. It was a war zone every time he opened his gob, especially whenever he had to say Christ. Anyway, what's so wrong with old mate? You know spring chook, Ken Oath.
Look, I hate to say it, but it's hate speech.
I thought you said there was no such thing.
Look, it's no laughing matter. These young people hate us, Annabelle. They blame us for all their troubles. They blame us for the bad weather, for Christ's sake. And don't be surprised if one day they storm our gated communities and set fire to the outdoor furniture. They want us dead, Annabelle. Doesn't that worry you?
I guess I could try and muster up some concern from the depths of my bowels if I really tried. But let's not forget how utterly lazy, useless and distracted the younger generation are. Do you think the peasants would have stormed Versailles if they spent their days Instagramming their kimchi poke bowls and crying about blue-ass dolphins? Oh, God. Mother's slipped her leash again. Get back to the granny flat. I'll fetch you when I'm ready. Really, Ken, the sooner that spotty young poppet from Epsom gets his euthanasia bill passed, the better off we'll all be. I'm coming!
Go ahead, call.